Good morning students, this is your English teacher Md.Julfiker Ali. Welcome you all in today's class. Today I am going to take a class on passage narration. So dear students, in previous classes I also taught you passage narration. I think all of you understood it well. After this class it will be more clear to you. So before that, let me ask some question from the previous lesson. Okay students, so these are the basic rules of narrations. In previous classes you have learned these ones. So let me ask some question from here. I think all of you can give the answers. So who can tell that if the reporting verb is, if the reporting verb is in past form, the reported speech will change in the following ways. You know this one, okay? So if in direct speech there will be am is are, what will be in the indirect speech? Who can tell? Was, were. Very good. Then if you see that in direct speech there is am is are, you have to write down was or were. Good. And you have to place whether was or were, it depends on subject. Okay, then who can tell if it is in direct speech was or were, what will be in the indirect speech? Had been. Good. If there is was or were, in indirect speech you have to write down had been. Okay, good. Then if there is a have or has, what will be in the indirect speech? Who can tell? You. Good, very good. Have or has will be had. Have or has will be had in indirect speech. Then if there is shall or will, what will be? Would. Good. Whether it is shall, if there is a shall in indirect speech you have to use would, and if it is will you have to write down would. Then if you see that in direct speech present indefinite tense, present indefinite what will be? Past indefinite. Good. Then there will be past indefinite. Shortly I am written past indefinite. Okay. Then the last one who can tell? Past indefinite tense will be, if it is in direct speech past indefinite, in indirect speech it will be past perfect. Very good. Past perfect. Past perfect. Okay. So we are getting this one here, that in direct speech there is a am is there, it will be was or were. Then if it is was or were, then you have to write down had been in indirect speech. Then if it is have or has, then you have to write had. Then if it is shall or will, you have to write down would. Then if it is present indefinite, then it will be past indefinite. Then if it is past indefinite, then you have to write down past perfect. And also you know that if there is a can will be could, may, then may will be might. Okay, these are. And also you know that some adverbials, I am just reviewing this one. Some adverbials, for example, here will be there, now will be then, today will be that day, tomorrow will be the next day. Okay, yesterday will be the previous day. You know this one. Okay, thank you. I think all of you know this one. So next I will discuss passage narration. Okay students, listen, this is passage narrations. You know that if you want to change the passage narrations, at first you have to find out the speaker and listener. Then you have to find out the sentence which you are going to change. What types of sentence is this? Okay, because you have to change the reporting verb. You have to change the reporting verb according to the nature of the questions. Okay, or to the sentence, that means this sentence which is in the bracket. Okay, so look, a hawker said to me, do you want any newspaper? I have all types of newspaper, please take one. That means a hawker said this one. I want an English newspaper, do you have any? Yes, I have some English newspaper, replied the hawker. Okay. So we have to change this one. First we have to think what types of sentence this one. This one is question. This one is, it is interrogative sentence. As it is interrogative sentence, you have to change the reporting verb, you know, said to, these are reporting verb. As it is a question, you have to write down asked. Instead of said to, you have to write down. Everyone open your copy and write down. Okay, a hawker asked me. Okay, a hawker asked me. Then you know that in interrogative sentence there are two types of interrogative sentence. One is one question start with WS question. Another one is start with auxiliary verb, that is yes no questions. So if it is yes no question, you have to use if instead of that means instead of this inverted, you have to use if. A hawker asked me if. Okay, then you have to change this one. Subject is second person. You know the rules that if it is second person, it will change according to object. Object is here me, isn't it? Then you will change according to object, then me. Then you have to use I, because subjective case of me is I. Okay. Then as it is present indefinite tense, you have to make it past indefinite. Want will be wanted. If I wanted, then the rest part, any newspaper. If I wanted any newspaper. Okay. Then a hawker asked me if I wanted any newspaper. I have all types of newspaper. Who told this one? Hawker said this one. I have, that means he gave more information. In that case, you have to add down. He added that. He added that. Then I will be he, because first person will change according to subject. Then subject is he. Then you have to use he. Have, you know, have or has will be had. He had all types of newspaper. The rest part you have to use. He had all types of newspaper. Okay. He added that he had all types of newspaper. You can also write down he also added. Both are correct. Okay. Then please take one. That means what types of sentence this one? Please take one. This is a request, imperative sentence. In that case, you have to say he also requested me to take one. He also requested. He also requested me to. You know, in imperative sentence you have to use a to. After that you have to use the verb to take one. Okay. Then I want an English newspaper. Do you have any? That means I replied. Who is telling this one? Me. I replied that. You can write down I replied that. Okay. I want. I first person. First person will change according to subject, but here subject is also I. That is why I replied that I. Then this want will be wanted, because present indefinite tense will be past indefinite. I wanted an English newspaper. Rest part, an English newspaper. Okay. Do you have any? I am asking this one. So I also asked him. You can I also asked him. I also asked him. If you don't write down him, it is also correct. I also asked. But if you write down object, it's okay. I also asked him. Then these questions started with yes no questions. That means auxiliary verb. I also asked him if. You is second person. Second person will change according to object, but here object is him, isn't it? So that is why I have to use he. If he, then have will be had. If he had any. Okay. Then yes, I have some English newspaper, replied the hawker. Now as I asked, then he replied. That is why you have to, if there is a yes, you have to write down replied in the affirmative. If it is no, replied in the negative. So as it is yes, we have to write down he replied. He replied in the affirmative. He replied in the affirmative and said that, because after yes, if any other sentence, you have to write down and said that I will be he. Then he had some English news, rest part. He had some English. He had some English newspaper. Okay. Then I also asked him if he had any. He replied in the affirmative and said that he had some English newspaper. Okay, student, let me explain it again. Then it will be more clear to you. Look, a hawker said to me, do you want any newspaper? A hawker asked me if I wanted any newspaper. Okay. I have all types of newspaper. Then he added that he had all types of newspaper. Please take one. He also requested me to take one. Okay. I want an English newspaper. Do you have any? Look, I replied that I wanted an English newspaper. Then do you have any? That means I asked. I also asked him if he had any. Okay. Yes, I have some English newspaper, replied the hawker. Then he replied in the affirmative and said that he had some English newspaper. Same rules, students. I think all of you understood this one. So next, another exercise. Okay, students, another passage. Look at the board. What are you writing? The angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone. The name of those who love the Lord. And is mine one? Asked Abu. No, your name is not included here, replied the angels. So students, at first we have to find out speaker and listener. Okay. What are you writing? Who is saying these words? We didn't get yet. The angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone. That means the angel is listener. The name of those who love the Lord. And is mine one? Asked Abu. Now we got this one. Abu is the speaker. Okay. So we have got that Abu is speaker and angel is the listener. Now we can write down this one. Everyone write down in the copy. So Abu, this is interrogative sentence. Okay. As it is interrogative sentence, we have to write down the reporting verb asked. Okay. Abu asked the angel. Okay. And you know that in WS question, if the WS question starts with WS, that means if the question starts with WS word, in that case you have to use the same WS word. What? Okay. Then you is second person. Second person, second person will change according to object. So here object is angel. So you can write down what he. Okay. Now what he, then are. You have to change the auxiliary verb. You know am is are will be was or was. What he was. What he was, then the rest part writing. Okay. What he was writing. Okay. Abu asked the angel what he was writing. Then the angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone. So you have to write down the one. The angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone. Sweet tone that. Okay, look. The name of those who love the Lord. Is there any subject? No subject here. No subject, no verb here. That is why you have to follow the previous sentence. That means subject and verb you have to take. Okay. The previous what he was writing, in that case you have to write down. The angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone that he was writing. He was writing. You have to take. He was writing. Okay. That means you have to follow the previous. When there is no subject or verb in a sentence, in that case you have to follow the previous sentence. You have followed this sentence. Okay. That he was writing. The rest part. The name of those. Write down. He was writing the name of those. Then who. The name of those who you have to use, and love will be loved. Those who loved the Lord. Okay. So the angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone that he was writing the name of those who loved the Lord. Okay. Then and is mine one. That means Abu is asking this one. Then Abu asked. So listen, this question didn't start. And is mine one. This question didn't start with WS question. It is no question. That is why you have to use if. Abu asked if. Or you can write down Abu asked the angel if. Then mine. This mine will change. Mine will be his. If his. Then one will be one. If his one. Here indicates one indicates name. That means if his name. Okay. If his name, then is. Is will be was. Was. Okay. Up to this, if you complete, if you keep it, it's okay. But to make it more clear, you can write down there. Okay. Then Abu asked if his one was there. That means if his name was there or not. Okay. This one. Again, enter Abu asked if his name was there. No, your name is not included here, replied the angel. Then you know that if there is no, you have to write down replied in the negative. Then you can write down angel. The angel replied in the negative and said that means your name, that means his name. That his name was, then this was is will be was, his name was not included. Then here will be there. Okay. I think it is clear to you. Was will be was. Okay, now it is clear. Okay, let me discuss it, explain it again. Look this one. What are you writing? The angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone. The name of those who love the Lord. And is mine one? Asked Abu. Then we read Abu asked the angel what he was writing. What he was writing. Okay. The angel looked up and replied in a sweet tone that he was writing the name of those who loved the Lord. Because you have written the rest part, you have full written, and as there is no subject and verb, that is why you have followed the previous sentence. Okay. And is mine one. That means Abu asked if his one was there. If we write down Abu asked the angel, it is also correct. If his name was there. Okay. Then no, your name is not included here, replied the angel. The angel replied in the negative. If there is no, you have to write down in the negative. The angel replied in the negative and said that his name was not included there. Is will be was and here will be there. Okay, students, I think all of you understood this one. So we will go another passage. Think. Okay, students, another passage. Look at the board. The teacher said to Kamal, have you prepared your lesson today? No, sir, replied Kamal. The teacher said, why do you not prepare your lesson? I was suffering from headache, replied Kamal. Okay. So at first we have to find out speaker and listener. You know this one, but easily we are getting the speaker and listener. So everyone write down in your copy. Okay. The teacher, as it is the question, you have to write down asked. The teacher asked Kamal. Okay. Then as this sentence starts with auxiliary verb, that is why you have to use if. Then you is second person, second person will change according to object. Object is Kamal, that is why you have to write down he. If he. Say as in bracket you can also give to make it understand K, or if you don't give it doesn't matter. If he. Okay. So you can write down this one. K means Kamal. Okay. If he. Then have or has will be had. If he had prepared, then your will be his, prepared his lesson, and today will be that day, lesson that day. Okay. No, sir, replied Kamal. And you know that if no, then you have to write replied in the negative, but as it is written sir, that is why you have to write respectfully. So you can write down Kamal respectfully replied in the negative. Okay. Kamal respectfully replied in the negative. The teacher said, why do you not prepare your lesson? So the teacher again asked. The teacher again asked, why, if there is any WS question, same WS question you have to use. Why? Then why? Then you will be he, because you is second person change according to object. Why he? Then do not will be did not. Why he did not prepare his lesson. Prepare, and your will be his. Okay. I was suffering from headache, replied Kamal. Then Kamal replied that Kamal replied that, then I will be he, was will be had been, that he had been, then the rest part, suffering from headache. It means suffering from headache. Okay. So okay, look again. Let me explain it again. The teacher said to Kamal, have you prepared your lesson today? The teacher asked Kamal if he had prepared his lesson that day. Okay. No sir, replied Kamal. So Kamal respectfully replied in the negative. The teacher said, why do you not prepare your lesson? Then the teacher again asked why he did not prepare his lesson. Because if there is a present indefinite tense, it will be past indefinite, or you can easily know that if it is do not, then you have to write down did not. Why he did not prepare his lesson. Okay. Then I was suffering from headache, replied Kamal. So Kamal replied that he had been. As there is a was, you know, was or where will be had been. There is a had been suffering from headache. Okay, thank you students. I think all of you understand this one. So if you practice this one, you will be more expert in passage narrations. Okay. Now I will take a feedback from you. Okay, now this is feedback sessions. Okay, I will ask this question to you. So those who can give the answer, just you raise your hand. Okay. Father said to his son, why are you making late? Okay, who can give this answer? Okay, good. So what will be the answer? So the answer will be, father asked his son, isn't it? Father asked his son why. Then as you is second person will say according to object, why he was. And this R will be was or were, he was. Why he was making late. Making late. Okay, good. Father asked his son why he was making late. Then who can tell, go to school now? What types of sentence this one? This is order, isn't it? Imperative sentence. Then what will be the answer? That he also ordered, yes, he also ordered him to go to school then. Okay, good. He also ordered him to go to school. Then now will be then. Okay, good. Then, no, I am not going to school today. What will be the answer? You. Okay, good. Then he replied in the negative. Here he means son. He, in bracket you can write down S. S means here, S means son. Okay. He. Okay, he. Then he replied in the negative. Replied in the negative and said that I will be he, am will be was, then not you have to use, not the rest part, going to school. Going to school. Then today will be that day. Good. That day. Okay. Then he replied in the negative and said that he was not going to school that day. Then I feel dizzy. Then he also added that. Everybody, he also added that. He also added that. Yes, I will be he. Then felt Good. He felt. As it is present indefinite tense, will be past indefinite. He felt dizzy. Okay. Good. Thank you. So then again I am reading out. Father said to his son, "Why are you making late?" Father said to his son, "Why are you making late?" The father asked his son why he was making late. Go to school then. He also ordered him to go to school then. No, I am not going to school today. That means he replied in the negative and said that he was not going to school that day. I feel dizzy. That means he also added that he felt dizzy. Okay. Okay, student, thank you. Now I got it that you understood it well. So in this way, if you practice, the more you practice, the more you will be expert in changing passage narrations. Okay. Now write down the homework. Okay. So okay, student, this is homework. Everyone write down in your diary. Okay. Practice exercise 11 to 20 from Navadut book. You know you have a book. From Navadut book, there is exercise, passage narrations. Okay. Exercise 11 to 20. Okay. You have to write down. Right now I am writing from passage narration. You can write down also. Passage narration. Okay. These exercises we have to practice. Okay. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.